Every movie has its own story, not just the one we see on screen, but the one that unfolds behind the camera. Sometimes, that hidden story is even more fascinating than the script itself. When It Ends With Us first went into production, fans expected a beautiful, emotional adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. But as filming began, quiet whispers started to circulate, whispers about tension, creative disagreements, and behind-the-scenes power plays between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. At first, no one believed it. How could there possibly be drama between two actors known for their professionalism and poise? But soon, insider reports started surfacing, Reddit threads, leaked accounts, subtle details that painted a very different picture. And that's when the story changed. Suddenly, Blake Lively wasn't just the film's star, she was at the center of the storm. Justin Baldoni wasn't just directing a romantic drama, he was managing a production under immense pressure. And quietly watching from the background was Ryan Reynolds, who, according to speculation, might have played a bigger role in this whole situation than anyone realized. In today's deep dive, we're unpacking what really happened behind the scenes of It Ends With Us, from Blake Lively's rumored creative control to Justin Baldoni's leadership style, and the subtle influence of Ryan Reynolds that may have kept everything from falling apart. Was this a simple clash of vision, or something much deeper, a quiet power struggle disguised as creative collaboration? By the end of this video, you'll be able to decide for yourself. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's take a closer look at the story Hollywood didn't want you to see. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy these long-form breakdowns. It really helps the channel reach more viewers. And hit the bell icon so you never miss a story like this one. Alright, let's get into it. Before It Ends With Us ever reached theaters, there were already whispers that hinted at a storm brewing behind the cameras. In 2023, long before It Ends With Us was released, a Reddit post surfaced from someone who claimed to have been right there on the set, watching everything unfold. The post didn't get much attention at first, but for those who followed Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's collaboration closely, it offers a glimpse into what may have really been happening when the cameras weren't rolling. The insider's account painted a tense picture. According to their story, Justin Baldoni often brushed off creative feedback from Blake Lively, even when her input was valuable. Things apparently became so strained that the two had to rehearse scenes separately, relying on stand-ins instead of working together directly. The same post also made an unexpected claim that the studio ended up using Blake Lively's edit of the film rather than Justin Baldoni's. Supposedly, Justin's version tested better with audiences, but his friction with Colleen Hoover, the author of the original novel, changed everything. Rumor had it that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds personally paid for their own editor to produce her preferred cut of the movie. One part of the story was especially bold. The insider alleged that Blake Lively hinted that Taylor Swift's song wouldn't be available for the film unless her version was used. Whether that's true or not, it added an entirely new layer to the dynamic on set, a power play that few could have imagined. It's unclear which version of the story is closest to reality, but one thing was certain: the tension between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni was becoming too big to ignore. And then, someone who was actually there, a working actor from the set, came forward to share what they saw firsthand, revealing a completely different side of both Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. When the rumors hit their peak, an insider who had worked on It Ends With Us decided to break their silence, and their version of events flipped the entire narrative upside down. The source identified themselves as a working actor based in New York who had the chance to appear in one of the most memorable moments of the film, the birthday party scene for Alyssa, played by Jenny Slate. The entire main cast, including Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, was present that night, and the insider claimed to have seen everything up close. According to their first-hand account, much of the gossip circulating online simply wasn't true. Contrary to what many believed, Justin Baldoni wasn't cold or controlling. They described him as focused, kind, and completely dedicated to both his performance and his directing duties. Balancing both roles is notoriously difficult, but the insider said Justin handled it with patience and professionalism. They recalled how Justin Baldoni personally thanked the background actors, telling them that he, too, had started out as one. "You're an important part of this scene and this movie," he told them, which, according to the witness, earned him genuine respect from everyone present. He was said to be approachable, calm, and thoughtful, checking in often with Colleen Hoover to make sure her story was represented authentically. The insider described Justin as generous with his time, open to collaboration, and respectful to every person on set, from crew members to extras. Their experience completely clashed with the negative image being painted online, portraying Justin Baldoni as the true steady hand on a set filled with egos and expectations. But if Justin Baldoni came across as humble and grounded, Blake Lively's presence told a different story, one that left even the people around her feeling a mix of awe, distance, and intimidation. Every film set has that one person whose presence changes the entire atmosphere, and on it ends with us. That person was Blake Lively. The insider didn't hold back when describing Blake Lively's presence during filming. They explained that she carried herself like a true Hollywood A-lister, confident, composed, and entirely focused on her craft. According to them, Blake was the first to arrive, the last to leave, and the one everyone quietly watched. But that admiration came with a sense of distance. The insider admitted they never saw Blake Lively interact much with anyone outside the main production circle. She didn't stop for photos, didn't linger for small talk, and gave off what they described as an almost untouchable aura. One comment stood out. They said it felt as if staring too long might get you in trouble. Still, even those who found her intimidating couldn't deny her talent. The insider called Blake Lively remarkable to watch, a perfectionist who took her scenes seriously and demanded the same level of precision from everyone around her. She wasn't rude, they clarified, but she radiated an energy that reminded everyone why she was the star. It wasn't arrogance, it was command. At the same time, whispers about Ryan Reynolds' influence kept circulating. Some crew members believed Blake Lively consulted with Ryan throughout production, especially when discussions turned tense with Justin Baldoni. There were quiet rumors that Ryan Reynolds helped arrange the editor Blake preferred and may have supported her behind the scenes as she pushed for creative control. None of that was ever confirmed, but it added another layer to the story, one where Blake wasn't just an actor, but a strategist, shaping how her work was ultimately seen. And just when people thought the set drama had settled, a few new details surfaced, ones that could change how fans view both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni forever. By the time the camera stopped rolling, the tension on set wasn't just a rumor anymore. It had started to shape how everyone talked about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni long before the movie ever hit theaters. When whispers from the set first made their way online, they were easy to dismiss. Just another case of Hollywood gossip. But as more details surfaced, people started noticing how consistent the stories were. Some crew members spoke about Blake Lively's intense approach to her role. Others mentioned Justin Baldoni's calm but firm leadership style. Together, it painted a picture of two people who respected each other's work but had completely different ways of doing it. In public, neither Blake Lively nor Justin Baldoni addressed the speculation. They stayed silent while the internet tried to fill in the blanks. That silence became part of the story. Fans started analyzing red carpet interactions, interview clips, and subtle body language. Every smile and every glance became potential proof of who was really in control. Behind the scenes, though, it's believed Ryan Reynolds played a bigger role than most people realized. According to several quiet industry sources, Ryan was both a sounding board and a stabilizing force for Blake. While he wasn't officially part of the production, he reportedly offered advice when creative disputes came up. Some even claimed his production experience and influence in Hollywood gave Blake Lively the confidence to stand her ground when decisions got complicated. And that connection, the power couple dynamic of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, may have been what tipped the balance. While Justin Baldoni was managing the pressure of directing and acting simultaneously, Blake had a strong, strategic partner behind her. It wasn't confrontation, it was quiet power. For Justin Baldoni, that meant constantly navigating between artistic vision and diplomacy. The insider described him as patient and thoughtful, but sometimes overshadowed by Blake's larger-than-life presence. Even so, they said he handled it with grace, focusing on finishing the movie rather than feeding into the drama. But here's the twist: long after filming wrapped, more signs began to appear that the story wasn't over. Something about the way Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni moved on from It Ends With Us hinted that the tension might still be quietly simmering behind the scenes. When It Ends With Us finally wrapped filming, most people thought the drama had ended too, but that was only the beginning of the story. Once the cameras were packed away and post-production began, fans expected Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni to put the tension behind them. But as the film's release drew closer, something interesting started happening. Public appearances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes moments all hinted at a quiet divide between the two stars, a distance that viewers couldn't help but notice. During early promotions, Blake Lively appeared polished and composed, sticking carefully to scripted talking points about the movie and its message. Justin Baldoni, meanwhile, focused on the creative process, directing choices, performances, and the story's emotional depth. It was subtle, but people online began noticing how rarely they spoke about each other. Even during joint appearances, their exchanges felt professional rather than friendly. Industry insiders suggested this was a strategic move. Ryan Reynolds was said to have played a quiet but meaningful role in guiding Blake's media approach. According to speculation, he advised her to stay poised, avoid controversy, and let the finished movie speak for itself. That strategy worked. Blake Lively managed to steer clear of direct conflict while maintaining full control over her public image, something few actors in similar positions could do as gracefully. On the other hand, Justin Baldoni took a more reflective route. He used his podcast and interviews to discuss what it means to balance vulnerability and leadership on set, without ever naming names. It was his way of addressing what happened, not through confrontation, but through perspective. Many viewers admired that restraint, calling it mature and thoughtful. The difference in approach made their dynamic even more fascinating to fans. Some believed Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds had carefully calculated every step of her post-production narrative. Others saw Justin Baldoni as the quiet hero, a director who endured the chaos and still delivered something meaningful. But through all the speculation, one truth seemed to stand out. Whatever happened between them on set didn't just stay there. It followed them into the spotlight, reshaping how audiences saw both stars long after the film wrapped. And even now, as It Ends With Us continues to spark conversations, one question still lingers. Did Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni ever truly make peace? Or did Hollywood just learn how to hide the tension better? Every Hollywood story has two sides, the one the public sees, and the one that stays behind the curtain. And when it comes to Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and Ryan Reynolds, both sides tell a very different truth. Looking back now, it's clear that what happened on the set of It Ends With Us was never just about creative differences. It was about power, who had it, how it was used, and how it quietly shaped the story that reached the audience. Blake Lively came into the project as an established force, confident, experienced, and fiercely protective of how she was represented. For her, this wasn't just another film. It was an opportunity to show her range, to redefine herself beyond the glamorous roles people already knew her for. With Ryan Reynolds by her side, she had more than support. She had strategy. The two have built a reputation for navigating Hollywood as equals, always one step ahead of public perception. That reputation gave Blake leverage few others could match. Justin Baldoni, on the other hand, entered the film wearing two hats, actor and director. That dual role came with pressure and scrutiny from every angle. He had to manage performances, technical choices, and the expectations of a loyal fan base attached to Colleen Hoover's story. Through it all, insiders said he remained calm, approachable, and genuinely passionate about the film's message. Even amid conflict, he kept his focus on the work, something that earned him quiet respect across the industry. As the movie finally premiered, audiences couldn't tell just how much tension had existed behind the scenes. On the surface, everything looked polished, Blake Lively delivering powerful red carpet looks, Justin Baldoni speaking thoughtfully about directing, and Ryan Reynolds watching from a distance, ever the quiet strategist. It was a masterclass in image control, and it worked. The public saw unity, even if the story behind it was far more complicated. Over time, the narrative around it ends with us became less about drama and more about interpretation. Was Blake Lively asserting creative power or protecting her work? Was Justin Baldoni struggling to balance art and authority? And was Ryan Reynolds simply the unseen hand helping to guide it all from behind the scenes? In the end, the answers don't matter as much as what they reveal. Hollywood has always been a place where art meets ambition, and this story was no different. Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and Ryan Reynolds each played their roles perfectly, on camera, off camera, and everywhere in between. Maybe that's the real lesson here. In Hollywood, the most powerful stories aren't always written in the script. Sometimes they're hid. Now that we've walked through the full timeline, from the first whispers on set to the quiet way everything was resolved, one thing is clear: the truth behind it ends with us isn't black and white. Blake Lively came into the project with experience, influence, and a clear vision for what she wanted the film to be. Justin Baldoni brought heart, direction, and the patience to balance art with pressure. And Ryan Reynolds, though never officially part of the movie, may have been the silent force that kept the entire production steady when things got tense. In the end, the public saw a finished product, a romantic drama filled with emotion, color, and meaning. But for those who paid attention, the real story was never about the script. It was about the people behind it, their choices, their egos, their humanity. And maybe that's what makes this story so compelling. It reminds us that Hollywood isn't just about lights, cameras, and premieres. It's about power, how it's shared, how it's used, and how it sometimes quietly shifts hands without anyone noticing. So the next time you watch Blake Lively command the screen or hear Justin Baldoni talk about storytelling, think about the layers underneath, the subtle moves, the decisions, the moments of silence that tell the real story. If you've made it this far, thank you for staying till the end. I'd love to hear what you think. Was this just creative tension blown out of proportion, or was there more going on than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this one is definitely worth a conversation. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give it a like. It helps this channel keep growing and lets me keep creating videos like this. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and remember, in Hollywood, what's left unsaid is often the most telling part of the story.